energy check-in. So yeah, I hope the guy at the chicken place is doing good. Don't you? Do you remember him? Was he sad? What do you think he was feeling?
Frustrated.
Why? What made you think he was frustrated too?
Because people weren't really treating him like they maybe some of them weren't being nice to him. Maybe because they had to wait a while, and he was all by himself going in and out, going walking far and stuff, and no one said thank you and stuff.
And so that's why he was like talking to us a lot. Like he said that no one appreciates anything he was doing. Right? And he...
Dana, you are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You really are.
Stop it. My daughter said you're pretty too. Both of y'all are pretty.
Thank you.
She just wants you guys to know that you're pretty.
Thank you. Y'all have a great night.
That's it? Oh, thank you. Okay, so what made you give the guy that frustrated guy a tip that one time? You remember? Why did you, like, all of a sudden you were like, I want to give him some money?
I don't know. I felt like he worked so hard and stuff. And I wanted to show him, I guess, my appreciation for him working so hard.
Yeah, I remember. God, I remember now. Because, like, he stopped at our car at the end, right? And then he was, like, almost in tears. Because just so grateful that we were kind. And it was like at the end of the night, too. He had been there all day.
Yeah, it was like 9.
Yeah, and he had been there all day. And he said, no one has said thank you. You know? And he was telling us how he doesn't get paid enough and all that. But, like, I encouraged him to go, like, he can do something else. Like, he has all the power to do something else. You know, and I told him I would pray for him. And that, you know, the good opportunities that fit him would come up. Oh, no, I forgot there's traffic up here. Maybe it's not too bad. Anyways, I hope he's doing good. So one time there was this gas station cashier, and like it was this place that I got gas at a lot. Might have been a couple of years ago, and this man was always in there. I think his name was Sam, but he remembered my name and everything. He's like, Donna. And one time, like, I'll never forget this. Because he was like, you know, out of all the people that come in here, you're the best one. And I was like, what? And he said, you're the best one. And what I mean by that is you treat me like I'm a human. I'm a human. And I was like, what do you mean? Like you're a human? You know? And golly. He said, you know, people come in the store and they're minding their business, but they treat me like an object, you know, and they don't know this. People didn't know this about him. And it might not be that they were judging him or anything. Some of them might have been, but most people are just so in their own bubble and envelope of their lives that they don't notice people around them, especially people that are serving them food or serving them with, you know, whatever they need from the store, or especially people who serve food, people who do like your pedicures and things like that, you know. They're doing something for your convenience, you know, that you don't have to clean your kitchen and do the dishes and all that stuff. You don't have to do anything. You're sitting at a table, someone else is cooking your food for you, bringing it to you, constantly filling up your drinks. Sometimes they get busy and they don't fill up your drink every time you're thirsty, but like, you don't have to do the dishes, nothing, okay? And then some of these people are getting treated like trash. Why? Like, do you think that you're like above them, or that, you know, like, yeah, I think a lot of it is that, probably. Or, you know, people are going through stuff in their lives, a lot of hard things, and they're stressed out or whatever, and so some people take it out on others who are serving them, because that's their outlet. Like, it's like, you don't know them, they seem lower than you, and so, like, that's who gets the brunt of your frustrations. Anyways, this man, the gas station clerk, he ended up telling me, like, he was showing me pictures of where he's from, and it was these fields and fields of marijuana leaves, okay? But like, he's the owner of it, and so he has this giant industry, like, he's a CEO there, and he's like super well known there and stuff. Like, he's got like an empire, okay? And the reason he was here working at the gas station is because both of his kids got scholarships to go to college here, to a university here in Houston, Texas. And so he was just working at the gas station to buy time, because he didn't have anything to do, he didn't know anybody and stuff, so he just got the job at the gas station to, you know, for something to do. But he's like a millionaire, dude. And I know money doesn't matter, it doesn't at all, but he's treated like trash, like he's not worth anything, because he's just this little gas station clerk, and he has an amazing story. You know, he started from nothing, and he became this huge CEO with this empire, raised 2 kids who earned scholarships to America, an American like university. To me, that's freaking amazing. But people weren't taking the time to get to know him as a person. And now I realize, like, a lot of people don't have that kind of time to stop and talk to each person. But if you're in a drive-through and you're in line at a gas station or convenience store or anything, a grocery store or anything like that, and you have time to be on your phone, or you have time to, as they're checking you out, you know, and getting your change, or scanning your items, or anything like that, you're waiting for your food and what have you, you have time to say, how is your day going? Or you have time to say thank you, at least. You know, people do. I want to say most people, but I also want to say everyone has time to say thank you, to smile, because some people don't even see a smile from another person all day long. I've heard that from people too. Thank you so much. You know, like, no one's smiling anymore, and it's so nice to see a bright face or something. They say stuff like that, okay? And like, every single person that interacts with me, and I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal or anything like that, but I felt it was necessary to say this, because my daughter and I, both of my daughters and I, have heard this our whole lives. People just, well, especially the last few years, obviously, since COVID and stuff, people are stressed out, like, blah, 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 people are scared of germs and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But we've heard constantly that, wow, it's so nice to hear thank you. Wow, oh my gosh, someone's talking to me? Someone cares about my day, or is, you know, telling me that I'm doing great? Okay? There are people walking around who have no hope for life. They have no hope at all. There are people like that. There are people who don't know what they're gonna do for food. There are people who don't know, you know, there are people who just lost their parents, or lost their home, or they're going through a really hard time, and everyone's just walking by as if they don't matter, and it's all that's doing is confirming that to themselves. Okay, so whenever they get home, they feel even more lost, and they feel even more like just ending it all. Okay, and to me, it's invaluable. Okay, there is no price on it to have one person make you believe again, make you believe in that there's still goodness in humanity, because there is. And every single person who maybe, you know, if this is, you know, if I'm stepping on toes and stuff like that, I'm sorry, but it needs to be said, because there are a lot of people who, you know, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, like you're feeling convicted or something, okay, sometimes that's part of being human, you know, like we get stuck in our own stuff and we forget that there are other people around us, okay? Everyone's not a robot. Okay? And when you're going, and I understand that, you know, but after this, may each person who listens to this remember that every single person is going through something. That's what we're here for. We're on earth, we're living a life right now because we're going through stuff. Okay, we're here to learn and grow, and you have no idea what people are going through. You have no clue what someone is going through or just went through, or what they need. Okay, even just a smile. You don't have to hug them. I'm a hugger, but you don't have to do that. You can just say thank you, or ask how their day is, or at least just look them in their eyes and make eye contact, just so they feel like a human again. Okay, that human connection is, people take it for granted, or it's very a lot of people take human connection for granted. It's so important, and it's crucial to your quality of life. And every time, like, I hear that, every time I hear, like, I don't go out of my way, we don't go out of our way or anything like that. It's just like, what do you want to hear when you're going through a hard time? Okay, what do you want to see or feel when you're going through a hard time, and you feel, probably every single one of you has gone through a hard time, and you feel like you don't have anything left in you, you know, like you can't take it anymore, or, you know, you feel lonely. A lot of people feel lonely, or they feel alone, like no one understands, or they don't have anybody to talk to. Okay, or, you know, a lot of people walk around feeling like everyone's against them. A lot of people walk around thinking that there is no hope in humanity, there's no goodness left in humanity. People are walking around thinking that. So if you've ever been in that place, what do you want to hear? What do you want to see? That's what you should do for others, or we should, or it's ideal if we do that, you know, because everybody needs somebody. And the significance of just a smile or some kind of connection is, it can be a pivotal moment in a person you don't know's life. What do you get out of it? Who cares? You know what I get out of it? It gives me joy, and it blesses me abundantly. Okay? It really does. But then when they say what most of them say, you know, thanking me for saying thank you, or thanking me for noticing them and stuff like that, it hurts my heart a lot. You know, especially like in a drive-through or gas station or something, if there's a long line, I want to say to each of those people, I want to walk up to them and be like, hey, tell them thank you. You know, hey, you got a job opportunity, you know, lined up that this person could benefit from? give to them. You know what I mean? We need to connect with each other. And, you know, everybody wants the world to be a better place. And most people want the world to be a better place. Most people want everyone to get along and for war to stop, or, you know, there to be less crime and less sadness and less all that stuff, right? But it starts with it can start with one person, and it can start with one thing a day that you do, and it creates a ripple and turns into huge waves.